replace.
Our first look at the forecast, let's bring in weather specialist Noor Rafat.
Hey, thanks very much, Matthew. Well, it is a sight to see in southern, eastern and southwestern Ontario with these spectacular sunny skies. There is a bit of cloud cover, but for most, we were seeing some beautiful sunny breaks for hours on end from the morning to the afternoon, and still looking at some clear skies. Patches of clear skies as we head into the evening. Also a sight to see when it comes to the precipitation. Those lake effect snow around the Great Lakes easing, as we mentioned yesterday, and for some just a few flurries around Cottage Country pushing into Georgian Bay, but really nothing to worry about also into the coming few hours. Now the Arctic air is still with us, you can see, especially as you push east towards the Ottawa area and pushing into Quebec, but we are going to see some great improvements as early as overnight tonight. Your low -1 in Toronto, that's well above average. Kingston around the seasonal range with -9, and getting colder as you head towards Ottawa. Temperatures on the climb as early as tomorrow. Now there is a system in place that will be rolling in, so that's the price we'll pay for the milder temperatures. It will start off with rain tomorrow morning in southwestern Ontario. As it pushes east into southern and eventually eastern Ontario, we'll see that mix of rain and snow, and for some areas like Toronto, Mississauga, Oakville, we could be seeing some freezing rain as well into the late afternoon. So a look at your day, which will get progressively warmer as the day goes on. Your high +3 degrees at around 9 p.m. Mix of rain and snow. As I mentioned, the potential to see some freezing rain as well in Toronto. Matt?
Thank you, Noor. Toronto police are spreading. Well, time now for a full look at your weather forecast. Weather specialist Noor Rafat is here. Noor, I was very cold walk home last night. I keep thinking it's fine, I'm going to get used to it, but are we?
Well, you know, that's a great question. I think when many people start to think that the Arctic air is settling in, Mother Nature shaking things up, and we are looking at milder temperatures above the freezing mark, Matt, in the coming days, there is a price to pay. Let's take a look. So the price that we're going to pay is that messy weather. And in Toronto tomorrow, we're going to start off by seeing some rain around the noon hour, mixed precipitation, potentially freezing rain heading into the afternoon. There is a chance to see some wet snow as well, and do expect climbing temperatures. You're high at +3 degrees late in the evening. Now, this is a trend that we're going to see across central and eastern Canada in the coming days. We're still below the freezing mark tomorrow, Ottawa, Montreal, Atlantic Canada, but eventually some areas will near the double digits with those mild conditions, and we'll start to see a lot more rain than snow. Over here, quite the opposite. We're going to see those -20s and -30s that we were talking about just last week. Once again, in the prairies, it seems the Arctic air can't get enough of them. No conditions like these when it comes to temperatures in southern and eastern Ontario, but we are expecting some messy weather on the way, as I mentioned. Here is that system tomorrow, and it's only going to affect Ontario, really. Into the coming days, though, as we head into your Monday, another system, and this one more far-reaching into Ontario, eventually Quebec and the Maritimes, with mostly heavy rain. So that's going to coincide with some of those milder temperatures that we're seeing. As the temperatures climb, the precipitation leaning towards rain more than snow. So tomorrow, as I mentioned, in the afternoon hour, here is that system kicking in the Toronto region. The closer you get to the water, we could see some freezing rain, but around the Peterborough region, Kingston and to Barrie, that's where we're going to see some snow activity. This will be done as we head into the overnight, and the start of your Monday will be cloudy but dry until the evening rolls around. And here's around 2 with heavy rain all across, pushing into the overnight as well, or past the midnight hour when Tuesday moves in. Much of the region will be looking at dry conditions, but still some periods of snow around Georgian Bay, even into New York State. So it's going to be, as I mentioned, several days of messy conditions and some cloudy conditions as well as we head into next week. Here are some totals by the end of tomorrow for that rain, and then by the end of Monday, that's when we're going to see the heavier rain push in. 21 millimeters in Toronto, 24 in London, and around the 8-millimeter range in Kingston, although we could still be counting as we head into Tuesday morning. Temperatures, as I mentioned, on the mend as early as tomorrow. Wyerton +2, London, Ontario 2 degrees, even in Sault Ste. Marie +2 degrees tomorrow. And we're going to zoom in for our friends in Milton +2, 3 in Cobourg, 2 in Belleville, and a cool one in Caledon at -1. Then it's +7 on Monday with those windy conditions and heavy rain. Tuesday, a bit of a break, cloudy still, and then some more mixed precipitation for your Wednesday. The sun returns, but along with it, some Arctic air as we head into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. -5 for the start of your next weekend.
First look at the forecast. Let's bring in weather specialist Noor Rafat.
Hey, thanks very much, Matthew. A picturesque scene tonight on the Toronto Harbour, even seeing some boats on the water. That's a sight I haven't seen quite a while. Also, something that we haven't seen in the past little while is some of these milder temperatures, -1 during this time of night in Toronto, when we've been dealing with some frigid temperatures the past few days. And really, in terms of highs, parts of southwestern Ontario getting a taste of what's to come, which is these milder temperatures, +2 in Windsor, Chatham as well. Your high at 0 degrees in Toronto. We should be at around 2, and still more on the frigid side the more you head toward Ottawa and the Gatineau, Quebec region. Now, today, though, the big story has been all of that sunshine. We saw some beautiful sunny breaks in the Toronto region. Other areas towards the east seeing some mainly sunny skies across part of the day, but we're already getting a hint that things are going to change pretty quickly. These are weather statements for Caledon, the Uxbridge area, Waterloo, into Stratford as well, even pushing into Aurora. This is for some freezing rain heading tomorrow into the afternoon and even into the evening hours thanks to this system. So it will start off rain in southwestern Ontario. We'll start to see it move in the GTA around the afternoon hours, and you can see it here in pink with that freezing rain. In Toronto, expect a mix of snow and rain, and at times a bit of freezing rain as well. This moves on to be some heavy snow towards the Kingston region into the evening hours. Now, that won't be the end of that messy or wet weather, but we'll talk about that in the full forecast. For now, your high progressively getting warmer in Toronto at 3 degrees by 7 p.m. with a whole range of conditions when it comes to the precipitation. Matt?
Thank you, Noor. Toronto police are spreading time now for a full look at your full weather forecast. Weather specialist Noor Rafat is here. And Noor, when it comes to this time of year, a lot of window shopping, a lot of people trying to find that inspiration. Is it going to be the right weather for that, though?
Oh, that's a great question. You know what, Matt? I think many people will be happy to see the temperatures climb in the coming days. Unfortunately, we won't get to enjoy them too much because they will be under some messy conditions. Let's take a look. Well, we're going to see those milder temperatures settle in as early as tomorrow in Toronto. +3 degrees is your high, but we're hitting that late into the evening. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of sunshine to enjoy. It's going to be mostly cloudy conditions and messy conditions. So rain, a mix of rain and snow, and a potential to see some freezing rain as well. Tomorrow, it's really parts of the Great Lake, areas around the Great Lakes, rather, that we'll see some of these milder temperatures. It won't even extend into Ottawa, but later on in the week, that'll be a different story. Quebec, the Maritimes will get a taste eventually, and you already know what I'm going to say in the prairies. They're going to see the opposite story unfold. If you remember, a few weeks ago, we were looking at -20s, -30s. They will get another round of that in the coming days. No temperatures like that over here anytime soon, but we are seeing the system bring a bit of a wintry feel with some of that snow, heavy at times, especially around the Peterborough region tomorrow into Ottawa as well. It'll be done quickly, and then round 2 rolls in, this one packing a whole lot more rain than snow for Ontario. So let's take a closer look. Here we are tomorrow afternoon, periods of snow into the Toronto region, also pushing towards Peterborough and Muskoka. This may make its way east without even approaching areas like North Bay, and we will see that snow activity into Tweed, Ottawa, Kingston later in the evening. Monday starts off dry and deceiving for some. Around Trenton and Belleville, there could be some very brief sunny breaks, but the rain is coming as early as the evening hours, and it's going to be quite heavy. You can see in yellow and orange there, taking us through the overnight into areas like Tweed, and then it'll be done by Tuesday morning for eastern sections of the province. You can see, though, there is some snow rolling back in the forecast for areas around Georgian Bay and even pushing into New York State. So here are the totals by the time tomorrow ends, and then here are the totals that will come When Tuesday rolls around, or Monday rolls around rather, 16 millimeters in Kingston, 21 for the Toronto region, and upwards of that amount towards Fort Erie. Now, these mild temperatures will keep getting milder, so even though tomorrow we're above seasonal in Toronto, around the seasonal range in Milton and in Guelph, +1 in Peterborough and Newmarket. Then it's +7 on Monday with some windy conditions, 4 for your Tuesday. And as we head into the weekend, the daydream is over. Here we are into those negative temperatures, -5 by Saturday. At least there's some sunshine in the forecast.
A lackluster finish tonight in an original